Okay, welcome back. We basically have a couple places, at least these three. I would like to visit before going to the Black Mountain mines. Basic reason is simply as to get more points to put on, get some more spells before going there. Perhaps I would like to get a new companion if I could. We're not gonna go here yet, though. We might do an exploration around there too, sort of a map, zigzagging to get some locations there. But first, I want to do it here because I'm very certain that there's a town somewhere here. A town called Stillwater, where the Stillwater giant is from, and where brother Joachim wanted Virgil to go meet him. I have no recollection where it is. I know it's somewhere here. Ah, Stillwater. I don't think there's any point in doing that. Let's go to Stillwater directly. It should be that's a statue of the Stillwater giant. Sort of a Bigfoot legend, very similar. We'll save. I do like the music here a bit better than other places. Okay. Suddenly, you came out the window. He grabs your arm as you pass by. Spare some coin. Yeah, I'm not gonna spare you anything. Let's see if we can pick fights here. Half ogre. Yeah, he's asking about the Zephyr. Yeah. Hello, Hinhead. This wasn't exactly a surprise. What we'll do is we'll hit him with a plague of insects. And then we'll run away. And the dog is it's insanely dangerous. We're going to have to try to kill him. A little bit of gold, quality mace, large guard leather. Take it. That's the ability he used. Not quite sure what it does. I think it gives more action points or things like that because I was in it and I certainly got more. I should be having speed 11, yeah. That's too much for me. Okay, next. I just have to ask you a question. Are there any rumors? We don't have many elves here in Stillwater, but there's one named Mert who lives here in town. Fairly strange fellow, actually. But you? Do you know? He doesn't want to talk to us. But you? What have you heard, madam? Just enjoying a drink. Retreat! Retreat! Okay. Just having a drink, perhaps you're interested in a game of wits. 500 gold, yeah, sure. The first Panari temple is in Caledon. Right, nicely done. Here's your money. Yeah, free gold. Ask a question. Anything unusual I should know about, sir? If you're traveling the hills northwest of Stillwater, watch out for old Rock Blacktooth, the ogre. He's mostly harmless, but you never know with ogres. I don't think we have seen an ogre. I only have ogres. Spell doesn't seem to be running out anytime soon. Okay, let's take a look at this place. Innkeeper. I believe that Joachim has left something for me. Ah yes, he left some things for you. Now where did I put them? Oh yes, I recall now. Here you are. Book. The men trying to kill you seem to be the remnants of the Molochian hand, who, long ago, were assassins for the Order of the Dead, Darien Ka. I found this ancient but incomplete text concerning their history. They don't seem to be bad fellows, perhaps just a bit misdirected. Things are too dangerous right now. I shouldn't have even had you come here. I'll find you. Arcanum. Lost histories of the Molochian hand. Their separation from the Order of the Dead was always a mystery. The translations of the scrolls of Trillian, first assassin of the hand, have brought to light their enigmatic reason for leaving. A half-drawn excerpt from the fourth scroll reads, "And the writings of the great necromancer were found by me, and his madness and abominations were made clear, and I threw myself to the ground with great sorrow and gnashing of teeth. How evil were the men to whom we had pledged our hearts and our swords. I vowed to make war, and we set ourselves upon them, and the grey legions of the plains of Warridden, and we broke them, but we also broke upon them. My heart turns. Obviously there were doctrinal differences between the Darien Ka and their order of assassins. The great necromancer referred to is obviously Kurgan the Terrible, after whose death was formed the Order of the Dead. Writings of that Trillian refers to are unknown, but it's been surmised that they were some sort of personal journal or logbook. One of the scrolls of Trillian also refers to the Master's place of dark secrets set among the stones, which may or may not have referred to the Kurgan's lost laboratory, spoken of cursorily in both the writings of Belak and Zerad. Master's place of dark secrets set among the stones. Okay, I'm supposed to do with this. Guessing we'll give it to the mule. There's no reason. Yep. Anything happening here? Have you heard about the Stillwater giant? It's an old legend here in Stillwater. Everyone around here claims to have seen the creature once or twice. Have you heard about Atkin Chambers' tragic past? To be crippled in such a way, that stout fellow is truly barbaric. Yeah, I think that's the master of dodging and stout is the master of melee. So they have a grudge. Thirsty soul. And not that many buildings, but oh, but there are a lot of areas outside the city. Yeah, general goods. will not buy that. Of course you won't. Just want to make sure. Why can I move at 11? Still move at 11. Like the speed. I shouldn't be able to move at this speed. Okay. Statue of the goddess Geshtiana. Another one of these. But what's the gift? The root with your name. For often it is that love and passion are the same. Yeah, some kind of a root. But we have a constitution improvement, and I'm not too keen on losing it. Dexterity might be an okay one. This devastatingly beautiful woman seems to swallow you with her eyes. How delightful! A traveler! Welcome to Stillwater. It's a wondrous day, is it not? You're in quite a good mood, aren't you? It's so kind of you to say so, but I know I'm not being as loving as our goddess wishes. Must apologize for being so down today. Someone has gone and stolen the idol of our beloved goddess, Kishtiana, the Lady of the Wine. Lady of the Vine, even. And with the festival so close. Yeah, I could try to find it for you. What would the reward be? If you were to return our idol, our goddess would bestow her blessing upon you. And this blessing would do what for me? A blessing from our goddess would fill your heart with so much joy that you would appear more beautiful to those around you. I have been amply blessed by the goddess, as you can see. Our goddess is a powerful one. Simply possessing the idol itself will make you more appealing to others. I see, you have yourself a deal. Bless you, sister. She gently caresses your face for the briefest of moments. And can you tell me about Stillwater? Stillwater is love and harmony. Everyone is welcome. She's not joking about the love and harmony crap. She'll love everything and everyone. Tell me about Stillwater. Stillwater? Oh, she's just a small town. Used to be quite a place back when Bates first made his steam engine. People used to think we'd be as big as a Tarrant. But as you can see, we're still just the same old Stillwater. Few stores, a few people. All in all, a pretty quiet little town. What's there around here? Oh, not much. We've an inn and a tavern, and if you're looking for a place to stay, other than our well-made weapons, I suppose our biggest claim of fame is the Stillwater Giant. Oh, I'd guess that some people find the cult of Geshtiana a bit strange. The cult of Geshtiana. The cult? Oh, it's one of the newer religions that seem to pop up all over the place. They worship some fertility goddess, have large festivals, generally make a nuisance of themselves. Heathens, if you ask me. But if you have questions about it, you may want to speak with Bridget. She's a high priestess of the cult. Uh, fertility. Stillwater Giant. The Stillwater Giant? Oh, it's just a local legend, really. Folks have been seeing the monster all over the country for years, but I think it's all a load of bunk. If you're interested in finding out more about it, there's a man named Stanley. Hippington here in town who can tell you more about it. Ah, you said some of the weapons were enchanted. Do you do that? No, there's a local wizard in this part who I use to enchant the weapons. He's a stubborn old catcher, but we get along pretty well. Goes by the name of Cyrus. He puts spells on my weapons, and I check in on him from time to time. Do seem to work around his place when he needs it. To think of it, what day is it? That's strange. Old Cyrus was supposed to come down here yesterday. Haven't had the time to check in on him. Today I'm especially busy with an order from the Caledonian Guard. I sure hope he's doing alright. Yeah, perhaps I could look in on him for you. Yes, you seem a trustworthy type. Would you mind making sure that no harm has come to him? And then you talk with him, tell him I'll be needing his services as soon as possible. This shipment has to go out by the end of the week. If you do this, I think I could find an extra Stillwater blade to pass your way. What do you say, friend? Fair trade. Thanks to you, stranger. His house is just northwest of here. Just follow the path outside of town. When you've made sure of the old wizard's spine, return here. Straight. Hunting rifle. Envenomed sword. Poison damage 10 to 35. That's interesting. Not interesting enough to buy, but why won't anyone buy these? Shit. I hate this. I hate this in this game. It's an armor, but no one is buying. Not smiths, not shit. If it's this kind of a chore to find a buyer for this, I would appreciate if the game just told me which type of stores are willing to buy these. I hate this running around. Just don't get what the makers of this game were thinking. Someone should have probably bitch slapped the lead designer a bit. I'm probably either they just didn't think about it at all, which is again lead designer, or someone in charge had a crappy idea and he rammed it through. Halfling villager. It's an honor to meet you. Greetings, good halfling. Might I ask you your name? Gilder Nightwalk. Who are you? My name is Million. Hello, what is it, Million? Anything happening? If you're looking for a good blade, these are any work for me. He looks you over through assessing your capabilities. Work, eh? I don't think you're up to the task I would have you do. It's no simple task, and I will require great stealth to complete. You don't have the look of a thief about you. Perhaps I'm more stealthy than I appear. I'm going to tell you a story. The tale will give you a greater insight into the task you are going to attempt, so please be patient and listen. As a youth, I was pressed into service by a group of travelers. They were a rowdy, barbarous lot, seeking to gain great wealth and reputation while adventuring throughout the land. I found my place among them, for at times stealth was called for, and this was my greatest ability. As time progressed, I proved them that I was no mere impressed servant, and become a valued member of the group. We adventured together for several years, following old tales and discovering lost treasures. I was a rich and wild time in my life. He gets lost in his thoughts for a moment. One fateful day we were lazing about, recovering from our last adventure. We had just cleared out a cabin full of lizard men that had been terrorizing the local community. Deep in the back of the cave we discovered an unmarked chest, sealed tight. When we collected our fee from the local magistrate, we conveniently failed to mention the chest. It took Nightfire, a half-breed elven member of the troop, nearly 2 days to spring the lock and open the chest. Since Nightfire was an expert with the lock, there was much anticipation and speculation done over the supposed contents of the box. Inside the chest, we were disappointed to find only a few coins and several interesting baubles and a book. As I was the only literate member, I was given the book to review. Here, I still have the book. Why don't you read it for yourself? Tell me when you have finished and I will continue. Okay, Tannen Broadbringer's Journal. It's quite long, so what's the big deal? One of my sons, Callan, had wandered off into the woods to play. I set out to find him as he had been gone most of the day. He was often one to wander, but not normally for this length of time. I tracked him deep into the woods, farther than I or anyone I know had ever ventured before. As I moved deeper into the unknown, I came into an area where the hairs at the base of my neck began to stand on end. The air seemed to cool, and the sounds of the forest ceased to exist. Yet, yet Callan's tracks continued, so I pressed onward, calling out to him. And then I saw it. A clearing, silent and haunted. Scattered throughout the clearing were several large stones, positioned as if to have meaning. I believed they had arcane writings and carved upon them, but could not discern them from my distance. In the center of these stones stood an altar, and upon that altar was the largest ruby I had ever beheld. It was several moments before I could take my eyes from it, so mesmerizing was the jewel. It was then that I noticed Callan not far off to the side. As I watched, he began to run towards the altar. It appeared he was intent on getting the ruby. I shouted for him to wait, but he paid me no heed. Before I could stop him, Callan passed by the first marked stone. As soon as he did so, a most unnatural beast burst forth from the ground. He cried out in terror and turned to flee, but the horror was upon him. The beast killed him before he had even taken a step back towards me, a look of absolute terror frozen to his face. I stood powerless, frozen in fear at the apparition and macabre scene before me. Oh, horror! I dared not move toward the beast. Instead, I ran from that most accursed place at least as fast as my feet would carry me. I was forced to leave my precious Callan where he lay, for I never found the courage to return. I warned the surrounding farmers of the horror in the woods. All children were forbidden from venturing far from home from that day forward. I can only pray that the beasts are tied to the wicked place and will never be let loose upon us. It has been years since that dreadful day. Many have forgotten what happened that day in the woods, yet I still mourn the loss of my beloved Callan, and have never been able to remove the vision of what hideous creature from my mind. To this day it haunts my sleep. I am old and soon shall die. I'll leave this record as warning to anyone who might venture deep into the haunted woods. Beware, let no other soul be consumed by the beast of the jewel. He went to sleep. God damn it. Wait until morning. I finished the book. Fascinating. Please continue. Yes, where was I? Oh yes, I had just finished reading the book. We quickly reviewed the map drawn inside to determine our distance from the ruby, several days' travel from our encampment. Fools that we were, we pulled out at daybreak in search for the gem. As we neared the locale, it was as the letter described. The hairs on our necks raised and the forest sound ceased. You could feel the apprehension in the air. And when we came upon the clearing and the ruby, it was amazing. Never have I beheld a more beautiful thing. We were all mesmerized, dreaming of the pleasure we could enjoy once in possession of such a treasure. Uh-oh. Two of our troops suddenly ran forward to grab the jewel, and all others save me followed. For I never join in battle, my strength not lying in combat. Wait, I hollered, remember the beast! But it was too late. As the two men passed the first stone, a hideous creature emerged from the depths. My comrades drew their weapons, but they were clearly outmatched. In horror I stood there as the fighting moved about. More beasts materialized to join the fray. I counted 7 beasts that dreadful day, one for each of the strange stones that filled the clearing. The death cries of my comrades were quickly silenced, and rather than turning on me, as I feared they would, the creatures disappeared back into the depths of the last body fell. Cautiously I approached the stones, yet dared not pass their mark. As I observed the morbid scene that lay before me, I noticed that there was a warning carved upon each stone. It read, "The great rupee of Kalru is found. Heed this warning ere you move around. He who walks without a sound shall pass the death beneath the ground." Yeah, if only they had read the stones. A sickness grew in me, for I knew had my comrades only waited, they would still be alive, for I had the skill necessary to obtain the ruby. But in the aftermath, as terror shook my bones, I was too shaken from what I had witnessed, and I lacked the confidence to complete the task. So what did you do? I fled from the scene of carnage. I wandered aimlessly for a time before making Stillwater my home. I've never left again. I fear my adventuring days have come to an end. Yet as the author of the letter says, the jewel and the beast still haunt my sleep. So you never returned? I never did. Yet I still desire the great ruby of Kalru. As you have probably surmised, I want you to retrieve the jewel for me. If you can do this deed, I will pay you 1500 coin, a large sum. But I believe the risk demands such a price. What say you? Will you do this task for me? Sure. Hmm. Very good. Let me see your map. I will show you the location. Thank you. Oh, what's this? An eerie ancient place. Okay. Yeah, this isn't all that helpful. It's very hard to spot anything in this map. You have the option of choosing between 2 bad maps. Well, this isn't bad. Ah, that was an interesting quest. At least potentially very interesting. If you're a master thief, you can get the item quite easily. If you're not, you have to be able to win a very serious battle. And it is very serious battle. I don't think our group at this moment, for example, has a chance in health of surviving it. 7 strong enemies at the same time. Yeah. Not going to happen. Okay. What do you have? What's in the box? There seems to be something not quite right with this fellow. He's extremely beautiful in a strange sort of way, but it doesn't seem right somehow. And he's got the statue. Not that I could think of. Well, thanks for stopping by. Why can't I accuse him having the statue? I have to kill him or something? I'd rather not. Not for the statue. Let's save and we'll try to go in there. A naked golden statue. I feel that's another badly done thing. Because the obvious thing would be to inquire something about the unnatural beauty. But there was no option to do anything. There might be some way to do it, but I think anyone with average intelligence would immediately see that something's wrong, especially when the priestess herself just told us that it will bestow unnatural beauty, the blessing, just owning the statue, so what the hell, game? Abbreviate? She looks you with lust in her eye. Oh, Travel, it is you. Look different somehow. Perhaps you would spare me a moment to instruct you in the ways of our goddess? Yeah. Fertility goddess, so she's very lustful wench. So I brought you the idol. Thank you so much. I bless you in the name of the goddess. Please join our festival celebration and have some spiced wine to celebrate. Yeah, don't mind if I do. Okay, suddenly an orgy. Why is everyone naked? Yeah, fatigue is... Everyone loves us and fatigue is minus 1600. Okay, we gotta level up. So huzzah for that. And we could get a familiar, so... Or we could save for the sensitive. Yeah, we'll take the familiar. Oh, Guardian Ogre doesn't really do anything for me anymore. So, what's the blessing? The priestess Brigitte has blessed you for returning the Isle of Gestiana. Yeah, we're pretty. That's a decent bonus. Yeah, very nice. Oh, so pretty. Ah. Again, it's night. We haven't visited that place. After that, we'll go after the wizard. See what's going on with him. Disfigured blind hermit, eyes cut out. Yeah. Halt! Don't you know I can smell your presence, foolish one? Greetings, sir. Might I ask you who you are? You actually thought you were capable of catching me unaware, didn't you? Who sent you? Yeah, I mean you no harm. Could you tell me your name, sir? Names of what importance are they? Merely a tool our enemies utilize to destroy us. What is the name that will be your own doing? Yes, I'm no Asmelian, might I ask yours? Have you come to bother an old blind man, Million? Did he send you to finish me off? Did he? Yeah, he's definitely suspicious. Yeah, I do not know what you speak. No one sent me. He has never found me, you know. He never will. Not me. The master of darts is too crafty for the likes of Stout. Never, never, never. Master of darts. You are the dart master? No, you're not whom you speak to. I'm Atkin Chambers, master of the dart. I ask you a question, Mr. Chambers. He won't train me as master. You expect me to believe that you have sought out an old blind man to complete your master dart training? What a fool you must think me be. Support. Level 48. Again, you need to be expert to even try it with decent skills. There, every master will test your skills some way. Okay, we need to visit there and to visit there. After that, there will be still one more place we need to visit at some point. And I also want to test out the familiar spell. Thank you, Mr. Guard, for blocking me. Okay, let's cast a familiar. Familiar Slasher. Yeah, these aren't that good. Level 20. But they don't demand upkeep. Yeah, the strength isn't that great. Dexterity is fine though. They don't... Melee expert. You can cast melee expert units. Sort of wonder if we can cast them in multiples. Guessing this limitation also applies to them. Yeah, he's busy. We come back later. No, he's not the wizard. Yeah, we can see blood on the map. That's not gonna end well. Yeah, the familiar is very fast, but it's definitely weaker than demon. On the other hand, 60 points of mana and it's there. It's not going anywhere. And blood. Broken chest. Okay, there's footprints in the snow. I'll wait for morning. Can't see anything. Familiar isn't gone. Let's try another one. Yeah, we can't cast another one. But it's a free extra party member that can provide some support. Yeah, footsteps continue here. I'm guessing that's the ogre. And a cave. and the bones. Top hat, pocket watch, healing lesser wounds, money, fatigue restore. Rock cut diamond. There's the wizard. Help! Get me out of here! That old ogre has got it in his mind to eat me. Are you Cyrus the wizard? Richard Leake sent me to find you. Richard, bless that man. I'll enchant every one of that man, everything that man owns if you get me out of here. I was captured by Drock Blacktooth, an old ogre that's lived in these parts for years. He's never bothered me before, but I guess he got hungry. He said he was going out for something to spice up the soup. Please get me out of here. I'll do my best. Is she really come back? Thank the stars, I was going to be wizard stew for Drag if you hadn't come along. I'm going to run back to town. Good day to you, madam. Oh crap. Drop Blacktooth. Lake of insects. And we'll pull back a little bit and a little bit more and a little bit more and wound him. So we're trying to draw aggro away from Cyrus. He's a level 1 wizard. Okay, dodge, dodge, dodge. That's no good. Luckily he attacked the familiar. Okay. Yeah, I accidentally used the wasp keys as instead of the arrow keys to move around. That's what the old art flickering was. Yeah, I think we'll just leave. I do enjoy the familiar though. It's not great by any means, but there's no reason not to use it. Perhaps we can get to Stillwater like this. Yeah. He's a permanent member. That's fantastic. Greetings, Richard. Have you a moment? I found Cyrus. He'd been waylaid by a most disagreeable ogre. Really? You must mean old Drock Blacktooth. He's been living up in the hills for a long time, but most of the time he's all teeth but no bite. Looks like his stomach's got the best of him this time. Well done, friend. Here's the blade I promised you. Day to you. Stillwater blade. Increased damage. Summon animal. Yeah, I have no idea what this actually does. You have a balanced sword. He's technologically oriented, so that's better for him. Level 70. What to do next? That's a problem. We could go for resurrection too at this point. I think it has to be sense hidden. Shit. Yeah, I'm afraid to use the points on anything. We definitely need some kind of damage spell or yeah, stasis would be an option, but it's a very congeal time. No, that's no good. Entangle would be much better. It's because it's a cheap spell and with a cheap upkeep. There are other ways to do this, but they're quite expensive, most of them. We took air, we could call winds. Blow enemy away in all directions. But yeah, entangle probably be a good one. But we would need intelligence around 12 to be able to probably properly utilize all these combos. Yeah, I'm not sure what to spend their points on. There's still one more location we haven't visited here. Yeah, I think Passion Root is the item to put there. We'll want to keep the... rather keep the endurance boost than go for a beautification. We really don't take advantage. Yes, we visited here. What about this guy? He said he was busy and couldn't help us. What about now? Wait. This should... Stop. Someone said there was an elf in town. I haven't seen any. I think we need to go somewhere else before things happen here. Yeah, I'm busy at the moment. We'll be leaving here. Okay, there's a passage here. Why is there a passage here? Yeah, there's a bunny here. Purple bunny. Level 1 purple bunny. I'm guessing this is some kind of a quest thing. Surrounded by bones, so potentially dangerous, but it's a level 1 bunny. I'm inclined to ignore it for now. Killing it might not be the thing to do. Might mess up if there's any kind of quest. Belerogrim. Ah, maybe there's 3 locations left that we know of. The ancient shipwreck, Belerogrim, and third attack. Again, I'm still a bit confused where I'm getting all this extra speed from. Maybe some kind of item we picked up. We had quite a few magical items, so yeah. The dog is beginning to... yeah, Jesus Christ. Slaughtering things. Let's take a look at you. Melee apprentice, but he's got a lot of skill and he has good stats. Dexterity and strength are the things you really want. So his attack is extremely powerful. Doesn't do that much damage. Yeah. He's good. It's very good.